Good evening, and welcome. This week we've seen a series of aviation incidents that have shaken the industry and left many questioning the safety of air travel. From December 25, 2024, to January 31, 2025, a string of crashes, emergency landings and near misses have dominated headlines. It's a period that underscores the inherent risks of flight and the importance of rigorous safety protocols. In this video, we will take a look at the most significant plane crashes that occurred between December 25, 2024 and January 31, 2025. We'll delve into the details of each incident, examining the possible causes, the casualties, and the ongoing investigations. Viewer discretion is advised as some of the images may be disturbing. We'll also hear from experts in the field of aviation safety and try to understand what, if anything, can be done to prevent such tragedies from happening again. The skies connect us all, and when tragedy strikes at 30,000 feet, the impact is felt around the world. Our first incident takes us to the skies over Kazakhstan, where on December 25, an Azerbaijan Airlines Embraer 190, en route from Baku, Azerbaijan, to Grozny, Chechnya, disappeared from radar. The flight was carrying 67 passengers and crew, a mix of nationalities all eager to reach their destinations for the holidays. What began as a routine flight quickly turned into a nightmare. Early reports suggested a catastrophic mechanical failure, but as more information emerged, a chilling possibility arose: that the plane had been shot down. The wreckage was eventually located near the city of Aktau, Kazakhstan, close to the Caspian Sea. Initial findings pointed to an explosion consistent with a missile strike, and while no group immediately claimed responsibility, suspicion fell on potential involvement in the ongoing conflict in the region. Just days later, on December 29, tragedy struck again, this time in South Korea. Jeju Air Flight 2216, a Boeing 737-800 carrying 181 passengers and crew, was on approach to Muan International Airport when disaster struck. The control tower received a frantic mayday call from the cockpit, reporting a catastrophic failure of the front landing gear. Despite the best efforts of the pilots, the plane slammed into the runway, the impact sending a shudder through the airport and the surrounding area. Emergency crews rushed to the scene, a scene of unimaginable chaos. The crash of Flight 2216 became one of South Korea's worst aviation disasters, with 179 souls lost in the mangled wreckage. The investigation immediately focused on the possibility of a bird strike near the airport, a known hazard for aircraft, particularly during takeoff and landing. On January 5, 2025, a collective sigh of relief swept through the aviation world when an Air Canada Express flight, also a de Havilland Dash 8400, experienced a landing gear malfunction upon landing in Halifax, Canada. The pilots, demonstrating incredible skill and composure, managed to execute an emergency landing, albeit one that saw the aircraft skid off the runway. The sight of the plane, engulfed in flames as it came to a stop, was a stark reminder of the thin line between routine flight and disaster. Remarkably, all 77 passengers and crew survived the incident, a testament to the quick thinking of the crew and the effectiveness of the aircraft's safety features. The incident, while frightening, served as a powerful reminder of the importance of pilot training and the resilience of modern aircraft design. Chapter 4. Another close call. KLM Flight 1204, emergency landing. January 10th saw another close call, this time involving KLM Flight 1204, a Boeing 737-800 en route from Oslo, Norway. Shortly after takeoff, the pilots reported a hydraulic failure, a critical issue that affects the aircraft's ability to control its flight surfaces. Faced with a potentially catastrophic situation, the pilots made the decision to return to Oslo for an emergency landing. The landing was rough, the aircraft skidding off the runway and coming to a stop in the grass. While there were no fatalities, the incident caused significant damage to the aircraft and the runway, and once again highlighted the ever-present dangers of air travel. The incident sparked an investigation into the cause of the hydraulic failure, focusing on potential maintenance issues and the overall reliability of the aircraft's systems. Chapter 5. Tragedy in the Gulf. The UAE light aircraft crash. On January 17th, tragedy struck off the coast of Ras Al Khaimah. a city in the United Arab Emirates, known for its stunning coastline and luxury resorts. A small, single-engine plane, often used for sightseeing tours and private flights, crashed into the azure waters of the Persian Gulf, claiming the lives of both pilots on board. While the exact cause of the crash remains under investigation, early reports suggest a possible engine failure or a sudden loss of control. The incident, while tragic, served as a reminder of the inherent risks associated with all forms of aviation, not just commercial flights. Chapter 6. Close to home, the Stuttgart airport crash. On January 22, the aviation world was once again reminded that danger can strike anywhere, even close to home, with the crash of a Cessna C-172 near the runway at Stuttgart Airport in Germany. The small aircraft, often used for flight training and recreational flying, went down shortly after takeoff, injuring the two occupants on board. Emergency responders arrived at the scene within minutes, finding the plane crumpled and ablaze. The two individuals on board, believed to be a flight instructor and their student, were rushed to a nearby hospital, their conditions initially unknown. The incident prompted an immediate investigation by German aviation authorities, focusing on potential pilot error, mechanical issues, or a combination of factors. Chapter 7. Another near-miss Jeju Air Flight 7C-101. Adding to the growing list of incidents, on January 27, another Jeju Air flight, this time Flight 7C-101, a Boeing 737-800, experienced a landing gear malfunction upon approach to Seoul's Incheon International Airport. The incident, eerily similar to the Jeju Air crash in Muan just weeks earlier, sent shockwaves through the airline and the South Korean aviation industry. However, in a testament to the skill and composure of the pilots, the aircraft managed to land safely, albeit with sparks flying as the fuselage made contact with the runway. The incident, while thankfully not resulting in any injuries, raised serious concerns about the safety protocols and maintenance practices of Jeju Air. Chapter 8. Final Tragedy, Jet Rescue Air Ambulance Crash. Our final chapter in this tragic series takes us to the early morning hours of January 31, 2025. The skies over northeast Philadelphia turned deadly as a jet rescue air ambulance flight crashed shortly after takeoff. The plane, a lifeline for those in need of critical medical transport, was heading to Tijuana, Mexico, via Springfield, Missouri. On board were 6 souls, a mother and her daughter returning from receiving life-saving treatment in Philadelphia, a dedicated medical team consisting of a doctor and paramedic, and the 2 pilots who navigated the skies. The crash, a fiery explosion witnessed by horrified onlookers, claimed the lives of all on board. The tragedy extended beyond the initial crash site as debris rained down on the neighborhood below, tragically killing 1 person on the ground and injuring at least 22 others, several critically. These tragic incidents occurring within such a short span of time highlight the fragility of life and the ever-present risks associated with air travel. From mechanical failures to external attacks and human error, the causes are varied and complex, demanding thorough investigation and ongoing efforts to improve aviation safety. These incidents are not just statistics, they represent the loss of life, the shattering of families, and the collective grief of communities around the world. As investigators work tirelessly to determine the causes of these tragedies, we must remember the human cost. These were fathers, mothers, sons, daughters, friends, and colleagues, all with stories left untold. Our thoughts are with the victims and their families during these difficult times. Let their loss serve as a reminder of the importance of ongoing investigations and improvements in aviation safety. Stay tuned for more updates and stay safe.